I could not have imagined more fitting words of I feel so close to all of you right now. So, as there are almost a couple hundred people here, welcome, welcome, and welcome to 2024. First and foremost, on behalf of myself and our entire team, we could not be more grateful to start our journey together. And when I use the word journey, think of journey, there's a starting point, an end point, and all of these things that have to happen in between. So the purpose of today's call is really to show you how to get the most out of coaching. So hit yes in the chat right now if you truly want to maximize the experience, grow your business, and ultimately make more money and have a better life. That's what I'm talking about. So if you think about this concept of coaching, what is coaching? How do I get the most out of it? And between myself and our chief growth officer, Michael Walker, who's here, who's actually the architect of this program, we're going to go through all of that today. And the first thing I want to kind of visit is just kind of my philosophy on how we think through coaching. And I call it the golden triangle. And the first part of the golden triangle is mindset. The second part is performance. The third part is tactics. One of the biggest challenges that people have is they think tactics are the most important. Well, essentially, we're in the beginning of our journey today, and mindset is defined by us is the ability to think through something differently than you presently do today. Now, a lot of the things that we're going to share with you are going to be from a different perspective. Then that brings you to the next part of the triangle, performance. And that's really where our tagline, how do you unlock your promise? Now that you've thought through something differently, how do you get yourself to take the actions necessary for you to reach the transformation, the goal that you signed up for? And last is the tactics. What are all the specific actions? I don't want to tell you what to do. I want to show you how to do it. And essentially, we want to be your partners. Now, let's start talking about the 12-week and 90-day methodology that we have in this program. Now, I could go back to 14 or 15 years ago. I was a young mid-20s aspiring entrepreneur with lots of ideas, and I was at a Brendan Bouchard mastermind. The thing about Brendan is he's like Tony Robbins, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then there was like a networking hour, and they had all these amazing experts. And for a lot of people, a 12-hour marathon training day plus several hours of networking is too much. So it's the end of the evening. It's like probably 9:30-ish. And I look over the room and there I see Darren Hardy. Darren Hardy was the founder of Success Magazine. And Darren's one of these people, good-looking guy, great shape, presents extremely well. You could see Darren in a room of thousands of people and you're going to say, I want to know that guy is going to be successful. And in my mind, I'm like, this is my opportunity. Let me go over and ask him this question I'm dying to ask. When you go back 14 years ago, well, Success Magazine interviewed the best entrepreneurs, CEOs, and executives. So I asked him this question. The question was, how is it, and I hope I don't offend you, how is it that you're able to connect with these people that are so much more successful than you and able to have a conversation, right? Because people who are really intelligent, really successful want to talk to other really intelligent, really successful people. He's like, he laughed and he's like, it's not going to offend me. He's like, it's three things. And because of these three things, anyone can do it. It's very simple. Anyone can do it and just requires discipline. He says, Chirag, because of those three things, no one really ever does it. He says, I focus on learning one skill or one area of business every 90 days. All of my learning pours into that one area. And what I figured out over time is over the course of a year, I've now mastered 4 different areas or skill of a business. By year 1, it's 4. The second year, it's 8. The third year, it's 12. The fourth year, it's 16. And I found by the third or fourth year, even with the most successful people in their industries, I was able to know a lot more about them and position myself unique to have conversations. So as I spoke with 400 plus of our clients over November, December, this is being really present. So one, I just want to take an opportunity to say thank you for those of you who came back, and thank you for all of you who are joining our journey now. And I came to one conclusion, is real estate is this multi-decade long career. Who's been in real estate 3 years or more? Raise your hand. 5, 10, 15, 20, right? So you have this business that's multi-decade long, but the way that people approach it is very transactional. It's a job. So if you look at Simon Sinek, he calls this the infinite game and finite game concept. The finite game is a game that has a clear starting and ending. An infinite game is a game that just keeps going and going and going. Your real estate career is an infinite game. So the part as a person that I care about the most, and those who've spent the most time with me know, I'm obsessed with people using our stuff and getting what they signed up for and getting the transformation. That's what fills my cup. Not large audiences, not anything else. Like, I really obsessively care that you take what we have and use it, because we know thousands of agents who have used it over the last 5 years that have worked at Compass, and it's very successful. So then I started asking myself, why is it that somebody that's been in the business 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years is challenged with the same objection? They don't feel confident giving their pitch. They don't know how to talk about commission. They don't understand business systems and processes. And I narrowed it down to one thing. People, what's the word? People relate ROI to attendance. It doesn't matter how many sessions you attend. And it matters what you master. So our goal is to partner with you. Partnering is different than coaching. Coaching is sharing information, asking people questions, helping them find yourself. A partner is someone who's going to help guide you through the process and also do the work for you and give it to you so you can use it. So we want to partner with you. And I encourage all of you, if you want to get the most out of this program, out of yourself, focus on that golden triangle and just focus on learning one thing for 90 days. That's it. It doesn't have to be a large commitment of time. It has to be 2 sessions a week. And you can make this really simple. The other part is stop going to all of these different trainings and being confused. It's like wanting to cook like bolognese, like a sauce for your family, and not knowing how to cook and going to 5 or 10 different chefs, getting their recipes and trying to figure out how to put something together that you didn't know how to do in the beginning. Deborah, the first triangle, part of the triangle is mindset, the ability to think through things differently. Now, I cannot be more excited to turn this over to Michael Walker. Michael Walker was actually someone who is a mentor of mine 10 years ago, someone who I've looked up to immensely. And Mike came on in the beginning of September as your chief growth officer. And if any of you are wondering how this program was created, it actually wasn't my idea, it was Mike's idea. We were sitting in an all-team meeting trying to figure out, like, God knows if you've been in multiple programs, you get lots of emails, you had the NAR lawsuit. And the question that we had in the room was a couple questions. One, how could we add the most value we humanly could to your life? And the second one was, how could we personalize an entire group program to one person? And Mike was the one who came up with the idea of the revenue roadmap and the navigator. So Michael Walker's our chief growth officer, and he's going to walk you through some of the logistics of this program and essentially his brainchild.
Yeah, thanks for having me on this morning. How are you guys? You guys will see my face from time to time. I also do some of our training sessions on topics of prospecting, negotiation. So it's going to be exciting to just work with you also over the course of the next 12 weeks and 12 months as you guys develop through this program. One of the things that I get early on as a question is there's a lot of context to the program. There's a lot of resources, there's lots of trainings, there's live sessions, there's all of these things. And so I wanted to share a visual with you this morning, just so you could kind of break this program into 2 real main parts for you, okay? The first is our live coaching sessions and our CSC member platform. I'm going to talk today about how you're going to gain access to that particular platform. But the platform is where you're going to attend sessions. It's where our mastermind groups are. You'll be able to access the calendars for all of this stuff. It's also where we keep the library of our on-demand trainings, our Compass tool trainings, our resources, our scripts, our templates, all of the things. So our CSC member platform is something that you are going to be using on a weekly and daily basis. Then you have your personalized roadmap. Your roadmap also comes with what we call our navigator, our accountability coach. And what I want everyone to see that as is it's a micro learning journey. You're going to have weekly review and implementation sessions on very specific micro things that are based on a roadmap builder that you're going to go through over the next couple days. This will also be a place where we're able to manage and monitor habit tracking and business result tracking. So there's a lot that goes into the navigator aspect. This week, you're going to be getting some communications of next steps And we're also going to kind of walk you through like the major milestones today of what that looks like. But I really wanted just people to understand the difference between the two. Your roadmap will be very personalized. It'll be something that you can do on your own schedule, at your own pace. And our live coaching is something that is scheduled, and you'll have access to all the live coaching sessions, all the expert mentor sessions, everything that we're going to do there. The other thing that I think is really important to understand about this program is that as an individual agent, every single one of you have different interests. We have people that are interested in advancing their buyer representation, people that want to understand how to get more listings, individuals that run teams that are like, hey, I'd like to grow this team and make it more efficient. And so with that in mind, we've created the ability for not only for you to be able to plug into these group sessions every single week, where we've got just amazing information and coaching around how to grow and generate the most money out of a real estate business. But we've also created a system where you're going to go through a roadmap builder. It's going to generate a roadmap report for you that then will give you an isolation of both assets, trainings, little on-demand things that you can focus on studying on a week-to-week basis that is specific to you. In addition to that, you'll have an accountability coach that helps kind of keep you on track via text message. A text message might come in one day that says, hey, today, make sure you review this asset. It might be a script. It will give you a link directly to that script within our member platform. You can click on the link, review the script. What we want to get you to in the habit of doing every single week is just taking action and being a part of the learning environment. We know that if you're taking these small little actions that might only take 3 to 5 minutes to accomplish, and you implement those little minor things into your business over the course of 12 weeks, that actually turns into a lot of action that you're taking towards your business. So it's little things on a daily and weekly basis that we'll be engaging with you on. You're always going to have a place where you're able to get support. We will explain how all of that happens. And there's going to be communications guys that come out after this orientation call about what to do next. But to cover the major milestones of like what you should expect here between now and maybe 10 days from now, let me pull this up for you. So we've got our kickoff calls both today and tomorrow. Following tomorrow's call, you are going to get an email that introduces you to our roadmap builder. It's going to come via email. It'll say, click this link to complete your roadmap. Okay. What we really want people to do is to complete that roadmap builder no later than this upcoming Sunday. That'll give you like 4 days to kind of complete it. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to go through the roadmap builder. And once you complete that roadmap builder, what it's going to generate for you is a digital roadmap of training classes, assets to review, things that we want you to spend the next 12 weeks going through. Okay. Your navigator coach, which I'll talk about in just a second, they also get a copy of that personalized roadmap of yours. Okay. They know what assets are on there. They're going to send you just nice, friendly reminders throughout the week with links to those assets so that you can kind of stay on track. That way you're not stuck in week 10 going, oh my gosh, I haven't even started to review any of these items yet. All right. So that roadmap will be very personalized. It'll be specific to your interests. It'll be what you feel like you want to be trained on, and it'll be based on your experience, what you've done so far in real estate. There's all kinds of metrics that we have that take into consideration what types of education we're going to provide you there. All right. So again, you're going to get that email tomorrow afternoon. It will give you access to your roadmap builder. We are asking that everybody do their best to complete that by Sunday. That's January 21st, so that we can start to then get everybody prepared for their first week of live calls. Now, the second you complete your assessment, you're going to get an email that also gives you access to our CSC member development platform.
Hey, Mike, quickly, it's we have a typo actually. It's Sunday, January 14th. So you're moving.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that. You're right. January 14th. So this next Sunday, sorry about that, the 14th. We want to make sure that that's completed by then, because you're also going to get your access to the CSC member platform the second that you've completed that assessment. Then you can access all the tools, all the resources. Everyone should have also gotten access to our calendar of live coaching events. One of the most helpful habits you guys can have, and you'll be reminded by this by your navigator, every Sunday, you're going to get a little text that just says, hey, reminder, check the calendar for this next week's live schedule and make sure that you pick, we recommend 2 live sessions a week for you to just schedule and put on your own calendar as a reminder. So, hey, I've got that blocked out. I'm going to go attend those sessions to be able to learn. All right. Text messages with your navigator aren't going to start until the 21st. That's the following Sunday. Okay. Monday, January 15th is our first call with Chirag. You can actually access, we'll put a link to the actual calendar in the chat here. In fact, maybe one of our admins who's standing by can actually put the calendar link in the chat just so that everybody can access that right away. And you can see what we have scheduled for this upcoming Monday. You will have more information that comes out about the navigator, about the assessment. There will be emails that regurgitate this. We're also going to have this recording available for this particular kickoff session. So there's a lot of places for you guys to get this information. I think that does it for our next steps. Chirag, you want to talk a little bit about on this builder?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One, if you're a current client, you will still have continued access to this platform. The next part that I want to go through is this whole concept of a roadmap builder. We know that everyone has unique goals, different learning styles, different past experiences, and ultimately different areas they want to focus on their business. Now, I'm going to put my hands together. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray that all of you take the time to invest in yourself and do this. This is the single most important thing. I learned this saying from an old mentor and landlord of mine, is how it starts is how it goes. And if you want to start your year off right, block the time in your calendar over the next several days to fill out your roadmap builder. It'll be a series of questions. And I can definitely say wholeheartedly to everyone on this call, the people who fill this out, I believe will have a better experience and ultimately grow their business more because we have all of this information, right? We release calendars in 90 days because could you imagine I made a year-long program last year and the NAR lawsuit got settled and the next day I said, sorry guys, today we're just going to talk about the CRM. That's not good for any of us. Like 10 to 15 minutes to fill it out, but take the time and really do that. Because one of the things that we found, and a big thank you to all the people that are on here, past and present accountability group leaders that essentially read these agent masterminds, people that were in these groups infinitely had better experiences. They got more referrals and they earned more money. So what we want to do is be able to put people in the right place with people that want to do the same thing. Here's an example. If you're focused on mastering the buyer's consultation, don't you want to be in an accountability group that talks about the buyer consultation? If you're on the East Coast, you might want to be with people on the East Coast, right? So that the attendance and everything are there. So make sure that you take the time to go through the roadmap builder. We will be chasing you if we have to, but we really don't want to because this is for you. Right. The most important thing is that we're able to customize this too. The second thing is when you enroll in the navigator, I encourage all of you to get into habit tracking. Accountability and tracking habits is one of the best ways to continue to grow. There's a saying, it says measure what matters. But if you're not measuring things, how do you track your progress? How do you know what to do more of, less of, start, stop, all of those different things that are important. So we'll make sure in the upcoming weeks that everything is dialed in. There'll be emails at some point tomorrow with this assessment. So make sure whether it's tomorrow or Friday, try to just get this done and get excited, right? One of our main things in this group is community. And our ability to put you guys together, whether it's in-person events, like if you're close to here, like Peggy comes to our office for our coaching sessions, right? Like come visit us. We want to find ways for you to be able to come here, interact in these mastermind groups, right? We'll be working with the group leaders and helping facilitate great sessions, great learnings. But I can tell you this, if you look at some of these emails and the way the structure of their calls are, they have meeting agendas. They break out into Zoom sessions. They do group shares. They ask for help. So there's so many different ways for you to maximize this. Mike, all of our sessions are recorded. All the materials are there. And someone asked earlier, do I have access to everything on your platform? The best part about this is being all in is you give everyone everything. So pretty much essentially everything that we've made is available to all of you. Now, the goal is to focus again your learnings on one core area. Like there are two things that I think every agent should need. Obviously prospecting, right? Like reaching out and finding new business, and the client experience, right? So pick those two things. I'm going to kick it over back to Mike so he can finish putting everything together. We're located in Westport, Connecticut. So if you're in the tri-state area, it's easy. It's about a 2-hour, 2.5-hour train ride from Boston. And we will keep finding different ways to continue to innovate throughout the year. Mike?
Yeah, no, thanks for pushing it back over. We're really excited, guys. We want to keep this brief, obviously, for you guys today because we understand everybody's busy. I think the most important part is just look for that email tomorrow. It will come out. It will talk about the roadmap builder. I saw the question again. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to complete the actual builder and generate your report. And the minute that that report is generated, it's going to trigger an email that's going to talk about your access to the CSC member platform. So that's the most important kind of, I guess, next step item for everybody. I know that some people, depending on browser, may be having an issue with like the link of the calendar. It does seem to be working for me, no problems, but we will send out another email communication about the calendar of events because we do have events that start next week. And we want to make sure that you guys have time to prepare for that and put those on your schedules. If you need anything, right, you can reach out to us here at Chirag Shah Coaching, guys. We've got an entire team of program managers that are excited to help. Your navigator can't wait to get started in supporting you guys on the accountability side. And I know a lot of the coaches here are just excited to start to get into this year's sessions. So just again, thank you guys for spending the time with us today. And Chirag, do we want to take a few more questions? There are a few things today that I know that are redundant that we can answer.
Yeah. The first thing is if you've attended one of these calls, do not come to another one. Yeah. Do not schedule it. There's no need. You come one time. You know, we want to make sure that you have an overview of what's going to happen next. You know, kind of like the client experience that we share with you in our trainings. It doesn't feel good when you have to start asking what's happening. So we wanted to walk you through the next steps, getting through the roadmap builder so we can customize and tailor the program to you. And you have a report that you can reflect back on, being able to onboard and start working with an actual navigator, getting your habits tracked, having somebody check in on you. And look, the other thing that's really important for us is delivering on what you signed up for, right? So look, we realized as a coaching company, one of the things, look, things happen in life. Sometimes kids get sick, you have an emergency, all of a sudden you miss a week, and then you start thinking you're behind. Remember being in school, you're like, I'm going to read the 10 pages, I'll read 20 tomorrow, 30 the next day, 40 the next day. And all of a sudden you feel so overwhelmed. So we know that if no one responds to these messages, we'll be reaching out to you because sometimes just a simple connection of how are you, just checking in, don't worry, let's just start fresh, is the difference between checking out and staying engaged. So we want to make sure that there are plenty of touch points. And look, you know, if I think about a word for this program, it's caring. But caring is a feeling created through interactions and engagements. So as the quote goes, you know, no one will ever remember what you said, no one will ever remember what you did, but people will always remember how they made you feel. We want to make you all feel that you're our partners, that you're a community, that you have hundreds, well over 1,000 people in this program that you can connect with, learn, grow, and that ultimately that this is an experience of business growth, friendship, your personal life getting better. Because what I know is when you implement things in system structures and processes, you can all have all the things you want. All of you have a right to eat dinner in peace. Everyone has a right to put their kids to bed, be present at those school activities, like have free time to follow their hobbies, follow their passions. No one needs to be tied to this device and their clients all day. And that is our goal. So let me answer a few more questions. No, Diane, I'm sorry, we cannot give you the roadmap builder today. I love your enthusiasm. Do you suggest we do one live prospecting call this coming Monday to start? Listen, I'm going to be very clear on this. The group sessions are subjective as to where you go. Every single person in this program should attend live prospecting with me at least once a week. And if you're like, well, Chirag, if you're like my friend Michelle Ozan, who's 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast, on the East Coast calls, like early in the morning, you can send emails, you could send video messages or schedule sends. The whole goal of those sessions is to give you things to collaborate with you. And look, there's this concept of collaborative learning. The more we do together, the more successful things we could share, the faster that we grow. So everyone should attend live prospecting, because at the very least, the reason we built this is I know if you come once a week through the entire year, that'll be like 45, 50 different sessions, something great will happen to you just by sheer luck. And luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So if anyone has any other questions, we have a couple more minutes, but if not, you can see Mike's enthusiasm, our enthusiasm. Our entire team could not be more excited to go on this journey. And we have so many great things planned for you. Live prospecting, turn on your camera and do things that are income producing activities. Now, income producing activities defined by me are creating income that does not exist today. So if you have a listing appointment, you're doing collections, you're negotiating a deal, that is not new revenue. You have a future self ahead of you that says, Chirag, like, I need you to do something. That's why agents' businesses go like this, because there's not consistent outreach. If you ever have a slow month, look back at your calendar 3 to 4 months before that, then you'll see where the gaps in your schedule were. Andrea, do not choose as many as you can. I'm telling you this, look, as much as I love attendance, you all know I love like connecting with people. Please don't go to all the sessions because you're not going to get anything done. So Andrea, if you attended like live prospecting and say you're focused on listing presentation or lead gen, and then like if you're doing lead gen, there is an element of practicing, right? And so if you took the extra time, joined a mastermind group, aligned with people, and practice that skill set in a focused method for 90 days, this is how you build quantifiable growth over time. My goal is to build an army of successfully trained agents that build systems, structures, processes, and are compasses in the industry's best salespeople. And if we do this 90 days in a cycle, the first year you'll do 4, the next year you'll do 8. I have agents I work with that do $500 million plus the sales volume, and they don't have 8 to 12 areas mastered in their business. So this is a wide open place for anyone to take advantage. And with all the NAR lawsuits and changes in the industry, this is the greatest opportunity you'll ever have. Ideally 2 sessions a week. So keep it simple. Do not attend 6 to 8 sessions a week, because that means if we see you on all of them, that means we know you're not doing anything. So I like to end every session with the same sentiments, with love in my heart. I love you all. Thank you so much for allowing our entire team to be part of your business, part of your life, and choosing us to invest this much time in. So look for the email, fill out the assessment, and let us work our magic with the information we have. So keep the excitement going, keep it simple, stay focused, and remember one last thing. Every Sunday, take out that business plan you have, look at your goals, and make sure the activities that reach those goals are in your schedule every week. Mike, is there anything you want to add?
No, just looking forward to getting everybody kicked off and excited. So can't wait to see everybody in the sessions. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And if you need anything, we're here to support.
Let's go. Bye, everybody. Sarah's like, what did he have today? Listen, you put all these, one last thing, you put all these people on. The one thing I would say to really be prepared and get the most out of networking, please show up. These are business meetings. Show up with your camera on and put your location onto your name. So like if it's Linda Williams, you're going to want to log into your main Zoom account, change your name on there, put your location so people know where you're from. So when they see you on the calls, then they're doing the same thing and they have a referral, you're top of mind. So that's my last note, and adios.
Bye, guys.